test 2 1 or test 3. How is it that how it goes? Test 1 2 1 2. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing Sunday. And just like Anil is saying right now, I smell that bread. Guys, what time it is? What time it is? What time is it? Avocado toast. You guys crack me up with all these different memes. I've been trying to be a little bit more funny and make little things of like time to get this bread and stuff like that. If you guys don't know what that means, I really don't either. But it means like, you know, it's an analogy for time to get this money. So, yep. I like cookie dough more. Yeah, I agree. I like cookie dough a little bit more as well. Time to get this loaf, right? Time to buy the factory. How about that? So what's going on, guys? My name's Ricky. We run the largest YouTube channel for those who invest in the stock market. If you're not familiar with who it is that I am, feel free to browse around. I have a video that shares a little bit more about my story. But today is our Sunday stock talk. I want to see a show of hands. I want to see a show of hands or a show of comments of the people that are tuning in for the first time ever. So you guys can see the little comment section right here. How many of you are tuning in for the first time? How many of you guys are coming from Learn, Plan, Profit? And how many of you guys are coming from TechBud Solutions? So I want to see a show of hands. There we go. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. We got it going. Oh, man. What did that say? There we go. First time, we got Learn, Plan, Profit, TechBuds, Learn, Plan, Profit. How many of you guys have taken advantage of the Learn, Plan, Profit $50 off coupon today? It's actually plugged down in the description if you guys haven't checked it out already. Not only do you get to watch me trade live every single morning, but you get to surround yourself with amazing people like this every single day. So if you're struggling to stay motivated, if you're struggling to stay focused, then trust me, we can definitely take care of that for you. All together, so you're saying that you were late. Hope you guys are all having an amazing and blessed Sunday. This is where we come together as a team, and we're simply going to talk about the top stocks that our team sees value in. So you simply tune on in, you share whatever it is that you see value in. I break it down, I give my opinion, and that's really just it. We just have a fun time in preparation for this upcoming week, and we do this on a weekly basis. So if this is something that you like and you want to stay connected, again, be sure to subscribe, be sure to like that button, and be sure to put that reminder on your cell phone that every day, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we host one of these live streams. So what's going on, Matt? I want to say what's up to a couple of you guys before we get started. What's going on, Mark? What's going on, Saru? Ben? What is it? Bibi? Evan? Don? Muhammad? Nick? Andrew? Jackie? Rodney? Lewis? There we go. Austin? Oh, dang, I can't see them. What's going on? Don, Alex, let's see, Jose, Zach, Christian, what was that? Oh, dang, William. You guys freaking crack me up. Again, it's an amazing time, and it's such a blessing to just be able to have your time and attention for the next couple of minutes, and I really hope that you guys enjoy. So let's go ahead and get right to it. This is how we're going to do it today. So I'm going to open this up right here. I'm using the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform for those that are all going to be asking. It's a free platform. I have a bunch of videos on YouTube on how you can download it. You don't have to use this platform. Again, it's just what I use. They do charge commissions. I have a bunch of videos on how I have my things set up. And if you're part of the Learn, Plan, Profit course, then we have a whole section on my specific setup and how I scan for stocks using this exactly. So let's see. Here we go. I created a watch list again just for you guys. Not for you guys, but for you guys. There we go. So Ishmael right now, he's one of our moderators on the YouTube live stream. You guys can see that he is posting the ticker call out format. So every single stock that you share. So this is exactly so Vic, you're showing a perfect example of what you should not be doing. Again, you're posting the ticker symbol, and I really appreciate you showing as an example on, you're obviously just testing me, that's not something that we should be doing. The way that we should do it is not only do you post it in the ticker call out format, but just like my guy Philip, he posts it in the ticker call out format, and he fills in all the information, support and resistance, desired entry point, sell point, why it has potential, and all that good stuff. Again, if you want me to see your ticker, please tag me as well. So it shows like a little orange tag on it, which makes it a lot easier for me to be able to see it. Again, I'm not gonna, if you're just sharing a ticker symbol, that doesn't show me that you did your own due diligence. I'm not here to tell you what you should or should not invest in. So I want to hear and see what it is, well, not hear, but I want to see what it is that you see value in. So let's go ahead and get started. Here we go. So you tagged me right here. So Ricky, can you do group alerts for Learn Plan Profit? So I don't send out alerts. Again, if you're going to be joining any of my groups to know what it is that I'm trading and stuff like that, this is not the group for you. I'm not here to spoon feed you. I'm not here to tell you what to invest in. I'm here to teach you the way that I see value and hope that you can cherry pick, the series of best practices that you learn from me and build your own eye for value. That's what I do every single day. I don't trade once a week. I don't trade once a month. I go live every single day with our Learn Plan Profit group, and they get to watch me trade live every single day. That's what sets us apart. Again, if you're someone that wants to be spoon fed, I apologize, but we're just not the team for you. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Brandon VXX. And again, I have a little watch list right here. So every single stock that I break down, I will be posting in this watch list. So you guys can always follow through and you don't have to ask what I just broke down. So VXX. So this is an ETF. So Barclays Bank, iPath, S&P 500, VIX. Okay. So altogether an overall descending pattern based on okay, so this kind of makes sense. So I'm going to go to the Flux Grid, and VXX would probably show a very similar pattern to, what is it, SQQQ? There we go. That's weird, right? So a strong descending pattern, right? Can you guys give me an example, or for anybody that might know, how is it that I knew that these probably showed similar, patterns? Do you know, Ish?
What did you say?
Perfect. Okay, so
what patterns is it?
Yeah, similar patterns for VXX. Can anyone know? Can anyone guess why these offer similar patterns? They're not inverse. They're not futures. So this follows the S&P 500, and this follows NASDAQ. And again, they're not always, the NASDAQ and S&P 500 are not exactly always correlated with one another, but, altogether, very similar direction, right? So we could see that this thing sells off when the market pushes up, and due to the market pulling back, VXX has been showing signs of an uptrend, and you can see that just like SQQQ, same thing with VXX, it's been trying to show signs of an uptrend. So going back to the charts, as of right now, its overall direction was trying to show signs of an uptrend. It sold off, it pulled back a little bit. Overall, trying to consolidate right around the SMA indicator. Now we just have to see if it's going to begin to make higher highs. So I wouldn't really qualify this as a swing trade, as its direction is not, really that clear. So I would like to see continuous higher highs and to make sure that this thing continues to show signs of an uptrend. So I'm going to set an alert here, and we can simply go from that. And I'm also going to set an alert here for the break below. So boom, boom, boom. Here we go. VXX. All right, time for the next one. Ticker symbol TZA. What's going on, Lynn? TZA. Thank you again for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Here we go. What's this? Dixon Profound. Okay. All right. Strong downward pattern based on recent patterns has been showing signs of an uptrend, showing a very similar pattern to what we just broke down. So I'm going to set an alert on that, and I'm going to set an alert for the break below this. Again, overall, very similar patterns. So yes, it's been showing signs of a potential reversal, as we could see right here. So it was trending below this EMA line, but now it bounced off the SMA. It broke above the EMA. So now its direction is trying to change. But again, one green day, as that's all it's had, does not mean that it's all set in gold, right? So that it doesn't mean that it's going to continue to uptrend. Just because it pushed up doesn't mean that it can't continue to sell off. So that's what I'm going to wait for. I want it to validate the EMA line as a support, just like it's done before. And then for this thing to make higher highs and higher lows as well. So I'm going to put that under the little watch list that we have right here for stocks that we've broken down during this live stream. What's going on, Ryan Carter? ERIC. Yep, we've talked about this one for the past couple of weeks. Can you guys let me know? And again, Ryan, I really do appreciate you tuning in, but can you let me know, looking at this 180-day analysis, why I might not be so motivated right now to invest in ERIC? So again, for those that are like newer and are trying to get started, I like to focus on really three things, right? Understanding the pattern, understanding the direction, and understanding that I'm getting a good deal. So understanding the direction on ERIC, it was showing signs of a recent uptrend. It peaked out and then is now kind of pulling back. It's selling off, right? What indicators if you're still struggling to identify patterns, what indicators can you use to have a better understanding that its current direction within the past couple of days is a downtrend, right? You could go on the 5-day, 5-minute chart and just ask yourself, Has this thing been making higher highs within the past 2 to 3 days? So it looks like about 3 days ago, right? It peaked out at about 920, and it's been making lower lows ever since. So it's kind of pulling back. Looking at the 20-day analysis, still pulling back. 180-day analysis, we could see that it recently just broke above the EMA line. What is most likely going to happen? Can anyone guess? So if you look at its previous patterns, what is most likely going to happen? So it normally pushes up and then sells off, bounces around the SMA line, and pushes up. It can have pullbacks, right? It doesn't mean that it has to pull back all the way to the SMA line, but it means that it possibly can. It's a little bit more on the overbought side, and then that descending MACD. What do I mean by that? Look at that. It continues to make lower lows. There we go. MACD going down, down, down. And again, this is part of technical trading. It doesn't mean that it actually has to. If there's a fundamental reason, if ERIC says, hey, or if there's some form of, okay, no, this is a sponsored. But if there's some form of news or alert that is released that acts as a positive catalyst for ERIC, it could drive the price up, right? But as of right now, we're strictly sticking to technicals. And it would make sense on why it could sell off before it continues. So, of course, Ryan, all I'm saying is that, in my opinion, which, might not mean anything to you, as of right now, it's showing a very similar pattern of it possibly still showing signs of a downtrend due to recent patterns. It's a little bit more on the overbought side, so not so much of a good deal, and its direction is trending down. Again, if I want to grow my account, it makes sense to invest in patterns that are showing signs of growth. So that's pretty much it. As of right now, I like the ticker. I like the pattern that ERIC offers. It makes sense to me. It's current. The reason that I wouldn't buy it right now is because it's direction and that it's overbought. Not a good deal, right? So here we go. So DWT. We've talked about this one nonstop. This was one of the top stocks that I had in my watch list. So if you guys go to my YouTube channel, again, thank you guys again for 404,000 subscribers. I made this video about the top 4 stocks that are trending up. I made it about 2 to 3 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think I made it 3 days ago. But altogether, one of those top 4 stocks that I was talking about, the only ETF that I had on that list was DWT. Why did I see value in DWT? Why is it that I saw value in DWT? Can any of you guys let me know? So what about it? Again, I like to invest in patterns that are showing signs of growth. I want to grow my account. And I'll honestly, as a day trade, as of right now, right? So doesn't it make sense to invest in something that is growing, that's growing consistently, that the pattern makes sense? Not just a pump and dump, but that's growing consistently and there's a reason behind it, in correlation to investing in something that's descending and trying to predict the reversals. And yes, those are quotes, hand quotes, finger quotes. Yes, I 100% agree that it's super overextended. It's super overextended. Look at this RSI indicator, right? Very easy for you to see. This is an ETF. It performs and trades differently than a normal stock. We should understand that, right? For those that don't, you might want to dedicate a little bit more time to understanding ETFs. On top of that, understanding the specific type of ETF that this is. It's correlated to the overall future /CL. So when /CL sells off, so crude oil, right, the commodity, sells off, it makes sense on why DWT, the inverse ETF of UWT, pushes up. So until /CL begins to reverse and start making higher highs and start showing signs of a reversal, then it makes sense on why people might want to continue to, or might still see value in DWT. %. And again, DWT has been running for a while. So that is why when it comes down to asking, hey, is this a swing trade? Looking at how overbought it is, looking at how overextended it is, would it make sense that, that it's swing trade material? Not really. It makes more sense that, okay, as long as it continues to hold above this EMA line and its overall direction continues to trend up, it makes sense on why I would see value. So become familiar with its pattern, the low points when it's around the EMA line and it bounces, and then the high points when it becomes a little bit more overextended, and try to calculate the average distance or percentage growth from the EMA line on how this thing ascends, right? You guys can take into consideration the different indicators that you guys use. I use the RSI, I use the MACD. That's my preference. It doesn't mean that you have to use any of that. But again, its direction is there. Yes, is it the best deal? No. But even as a day trade, I can try to identify when it would be a better deal and it's showing signs of an uptrend and it's still pushing up and /CL still selling off, then that would make sense. But yeah. All right. Perfect. All right, so we got ticker symbol JNUG. Okay. Ticker symbol JNUG. JNUG as of right now has, it's kind of like right back around that $7 support. How many of you guys have been able to identify that? I know my friend Barry has been talking about JNUG nonstop. I made a video about him about that one stock rule. JNUG is one of the stocks or ETFs that he focuses on specifically, and it's at $7 support where he's normally seeing a overall very common support at. Look, here, 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 here. You know, it has not pushed below $7 very often. Doesn't mean that it's a good buy right now. Its direction's still pushing down. The EMA line is still pointing down. But, you know, looking at /GC and overall gold futures, and if we start showing any signs of a potential reversal, it makes sense on why, you know, JNUG is under that good deal range. It's just its direction just isn't there. So I would watch it very closely. I would set an alert to see if this thing begins to make higher highs. And it's definitely something that if it begins to show signs of an uptrend, that I could see myself trading this week. Ticker symbol ZNGA. What's going on, Maria? Hope you're having an amazing Sunday. Okay, this pattern is a little bit more volatile than I would like. We'll check on that. I want to ask you, Bonehead, how come? And first of all, I've asked you multiple times that you don't have to donate, but how come you always send $1.99? Like why? Like not $1.98 or $2? Like why specifically, or even 99 cents? Why $1.99? I've always wanted to ask you that. One thing that I do want you to look a little bit more into on ZNGA is that it has very low volume. So this isn't something that would meet my criteria. And also looking at the 20-day 1-hour analysis, it's been getting rejected by this SMA indicator. So its overall direction has been trending down. Yes, it can reverse. So we can set an alert here. And the MACD looks like it's showing signs of potential of that. But as of right now, I mean, it has a strong downward pattern. And again, I like to really focus on its direction. And unfortunately, ZNGA, its direction is currently just trending down.
You replied, did you see it?
Ah, I see. That's so funny. Okay, I did not know that. Sounds good. Here we go. Ticker symbol SQQQ. Okay. Well, this one, so SQQQ is going to offer a very similar pattern to what we were talking about, right? So what do you guys? I want to see if anyone else sees it right now. So obviously, as the market, you know, was showing signs of an uptrend, SQQQ and the way that it trades, it sells off. Due to the market pullbacks, SQQQ has been excelling, right? Its inverse ETF is TQQQ, and a future that I use to follow is /NQ, right? So /NQ, yeah. One thing, I want to see if anyone sees this. What is it that we're seeing here? Do you guys see anything? What pattern are we seeing right now? Based off, not all this stuff, but what pattern are we seeing right now? Do you guys see that descending pattern? Some people are saying a cut pattern. Do you see its overall direction on the 180-day analysis, how it's been making lower lows? It takes a little bit more, right? It sells off pretty aggressively, maybe for 1 or 2 days, and then it takes about 3 to 4 days for recovery. Do you see that? But it's been making lower lows and lower highs. Right? We can just draw it like this just so you guys can see a little bit better, a little bit more clear. So if this is its new pattern, if this is its new direction, would this price point that it's at right now, right around 13.50, be a good time to buy? Some of you guys might be like, well, yes, Ricky, it's above the EMA line. It's showing signs of an uptrend. Wouldn't it make sense? That's why it's so important to understand its overall direction. Right? Some of you might be able to see that, yes, it's overbought. Hey, it might be at a resistance. Right? Only if it breaks its pattern. Only if it begins to make what? What is it that I would need as a technical trader, for those that know me, for SQQQ to do for me to see value in it? People are saying confirmation. Higher highs. There we go. Cat, Sergio, higher highs and higher lows. I like that. The higher lows is much more important to me than, and essentially, I mean, I don't want to say it's much more important to me, but for confirmation purposes, when it makes higher lows, it's very important for me. So if you guys only focus on higher highs, you guys might be saying, well, look, Ricky made higher highs than it did before. Higher lows. So when it pulls back, that it doesn't go as low as it was before. Thank you guys. Thank you, Sergio and Kat. Those are the two that I saw. I saw a bunch of you message it as well. But that is my current understanding of SQQQ. I do see a lot of potential in it, but I also see a reason on why to stay away from it. So what do we do? What does a beginner trader do normally when he sees value in something, but there's a reason on maybe why he shouldn't invest in it? What is it that a beginner trader, like, what is it that he normally, do? What is it that a beginner trader normally does? What is it? FOMO, chases it, gets in before the confirmation, just says, time to get this bread and go in, wants to overtrade, thinks with emotions, thinks that they're going to make it or break it today, overtrades, no patience, say no more than yes. Derek, you guys crack me up. Exactly. So as someone that's not a beginner trader, or as someone that is pushing away from that and really starting to build that foundation and eye for value, what is it that, again, who cares about SQQQ? I'm talking about the general mindset as a trader. If you're seeing that something is showing signs of a potential reversal but has not showed confirmation yet, what is it that you should most likely do as a self-sufficient, educated trader? Literally the answer is just wait. Observe it. Who cares if you miss out on this opportunity? Your goal as someone that is either just getting started or is better off, right? Like, has done this for a little bit. It's better just to watch and forget about, even if you miss on some of the opportunity or you miss that trade, there's so many more positions and opportunities that you can take advantage of. It's better to not overtrade than to go and be in the red. How many of you guys agree? How many of you guys take a position, regret it instantly, and would have been like, hey, if I would have never taken that position or a series of positions, I would have either been in the green or would have been even. I would have not had to stress and bag held something over the weekend. And now I'm going to call some of you guys out. How many of you guys are holding something, a stock, right now because you bought it on Friday and it didn't perform the way that you expected it, right? It might have sold off. You might have not wanted to use your day trade and held it in effort to either not use a day trade or to try to sell it for a profit today. And not because it was if it was originally your swing trade plan, that makes sense. If you saw value in it for a swing trade, that makes sense. But how many of you guys did this with understanding that it's a descending pattern and are just too stubborn to just make sense of it right now? And the reason that I'm saying all this is because, trust me, I've been there. Not only have I been there, but I've made that mistake multiple times, even in recent patterns, even in recent trades. I sometimes hold a position when I'm not supposed to. And I know of this. And again, what is it? It's a bad habit. And what are bad habits? Something that we can work on for self-improvement purposes. And I'm not going to say like I'm calling you guys out. Yes, I said it like that. But you guys know that, like, the reason that I know, like, all the things that maybe some beginner traders are doing is because I was able to observe that from myself and series of best practices and a series of mistakes that would hold me back. Not managing risk, trading patterns in which directions were not showing signs of an uptrend, and trading based off other people's opinion. And trust me, it takes time, but when it finally just sticks with you, and when you're just like, I'm just going to lock in profits, I'm not going to overtrade, I'm just going to stick to quality patterns, and I'm just going to say more no than I do yes, that's when you're really going to get that ball rolling. Yeah, holding yourself accountable. I agree. All right, let's move on to the next one. Sorry about that. Sorry for that rant. So TQQQ would be the exact opposite, right? Of, again, I would say both. Both are in, yes, it's been showing signs of this thing potentially making, higher highs. So its overall direction can show signs of a reversal. We can set our alerts, but again, this is us trying to predict the reversal. It would make more sense to, hold off and see what happens. Set our alerts, watch it, and if you see an intraday opportunity, so within the day, or if you see an opportunity down the road, then you can take it with the understanding that you are patient and disciplined. If you don't see anything playing according to your plan, then guess what? You don't have to trade. You can call it a day and enjoy your day. Get some extra guac on your Chipotle bowl.
Don't forget about /NG from Bonehead.
Okay, yeah. So let's do 3 more. WBA. Okay, so WBA has been showing signs of a consistent uptrend. So Walgreens, Boot Alliance, Incorporated, okay. Looking at overall 1-year analysis, strong uptrend. Definitely a little bit more on the overbought side, right? But can we see some day trade opportunity? Possibly. Looking at the MACD, looking at the RSI, it might continue to uptrend. Let's set our alerts. Margin of profit would probably be the biggest reason on why I wouldn't trade this. Margin of profit is pretty low. From even the lowest point to the highest point, all within 1 day, and that's on a pretty big move. That was 1.71%. Probably not worth it for me, right? Probably not worth it for a lot of you, less than 1%. This might be something that might be a little bit more conservative. But again, if you're going in for a swing trade, as a swing trade, when it comes down to the indicators and the qualities that I want a specific stock and criteria to meet, this just wouldn't meet that. I would set my alert here, and we could wait for the pullback just because it's a little bit more on the overextended side. Again, if I'm going to hold something for longer than 1 day, I want it to be a really good deal. And WBA, based off of previous patterns, just doesn't meet that set criteria. All right, Wesley, I'm going to just give me 1 second and then I'll break that down for you. So KDP, just remember that ish if we can. So TT. Okay, so very low volume on this one. So Take-Two Interactive Software. Huge drop. Okay, very based off recent patterns, this thing has been selling off. 20-day 1 hour. Okay, it's at a pretty low point based off of recent patterns, so we might start showing signs of a reversal. Let's follow up with it. I like it. I could see why, on Monday or on Tuesday, follow up with all these and see if any of them are starting to show signs of an uptrend. Let's break this down real quick. So this is KDP. Okay, so KDP on the 180-day chart, pretty low volume. 180-day chart, been showing signs of an uptrend. Looks like it's gone through some either form of news or manipulation or some form of catalyst. It's not a good deal. It's very overbought with the RSI. Looking at the MACD, it makes sense on why it can pull back. The biggest thing is direction. If you see that as a day trade, it continues to show signs of an uptrend, then it makes sense. But yeah, and on the past couple of days, the 5-day, even after its earnings, definitely still showing signs of an uptrend, 20-day 1 hour. It's just this gap between the SMA line and where it's at right now. It's just showing signs of it being very overbought. So that's why I wouldn't be as motivated to trade this. So I would set it kind of like an alert for a pullback. So yeah. KDP. Yeah, so I hope that that's something that can guide you in the right direction.
Got another one.
Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, so FE. This is one of the stocks that were in my top. It's in my top watch list. Yeah, ticker symbol FE. I like that it's been making higher highs. I like its overall pattern. I like its overall direction, and I like how it's been pushing up. I would watch this one closely myself, right? So I'll set my alert on that. Symbol FE. All right, AMD, Cameron.
Don't forget /NG.
Yep. So overall, AMD has been showing signs of a recent, like just consolidation as of right now. I don't know if it's going up. I don't know if it's going down. Let's set these alerts and let's follow up. It makes sense on why it can continue to push up, but it's also overbought, and it makes sense on why it can pull back. So let's go ahead and follow up with this one. I would set our alerts and kind of give it a little bit more time to identify its direction. Ticker symbol Tesla. What's going on, Josh? What do you guys think about Tesla? Let's take a breather. What do you guys think about Tesla? At the price point that it's at right now, right? A lot of you guys were swing trading this. A lot of you, I know within Learn Plan Profit, were messaging me about this, and that you guys, majority of you guys have sold. Why would it make sense that, hey, it's not a bad time to lock in profits? Overbought. Simple, right? Looking at previous patterns, screw patterns, looking at previous prices, and I'm sorry for my foul language, but I want it to stick with you guys. Looking at previous prices, how often is Tesla at $350 per share? Not very often. Does it hang around this price point for a very long period of time? Not really. It's more like all you have to, again, that's why it's so important to me that you focus on something being a good deal. And again, like it's overbought, it's overextended, it's not a good deal, and it makes sense on why it can pull back. So the question that I ask you is that so many people are so focused on is like, well, what if it goes to 380 and I miss out on that margin? Yes, I get that. I get the risk, the opportunity cost of that. But it's also, what if it opens at 250? Like, what is it worth to you? That's what risk management is. And that's why I really think a lot of people struggle to when to lock in profits. That's why I focus so much on just price ranges of when something is a good deal, I can consider the idea of buying it. When something is a little bit more on the overbought side, I would rather lock in profits than not. And again, we have a little saying, and it's to be like lighthearted and to be like funny, but that no one goes broke by locking in profits. But by being greedy, it makes sense on why then you can go from being green to red. I'll leave some meat on the bones. I like that. My dad and mom would definitely disagree. They grew up very, very poor, so they're like, nope. What was it that they would do? They'd make like soups out of just like the bone stew. Yeah, that's in Mexico though. So, but yeah, I 100% agree with you. When it comes down to the aspect of trading, especially in the stock market, something being extremely risky, it makes sense on why to just, again, not the best deal, probably shouldn't trade it. Lock in profits. Jose, you're saying that I hate that I'm so greedy. You're aware of this habit that you have. It's not something that you have to hate. It's just something that you have to change. Every time that you're in that position, write it down. I want you to write it down and put it next to your computer. Don't be greedy. If you're someone that struggles with bag holding, don't bag hold. And then put something next to it that motivates you and inspires you and that you want to work for. A picture of your parents because you want to retire them. A picture of your house because you want to buy one. A picture of your family because you want to provide for them, regardless of what it is. Put your biggest mistakes that you guys make from time to time, put it right next to where you trade. Write it down. Make it aware every time that you trade that's there. If it's something that you have to put in the inside of your glasses, so be it. And then put a picture next to you of what motivates you. So you could look at the mistakes that you make and you could see what it is that you're working for so hard every single day. I would have normally had a GTR. Obviously, I don't have a family or like my own family, and I started a little bit younger, right? So I would have a GTR, and a lot of people are motivated by either a monetary thing or like cars. There's nothing wrong with that. Whatever motivates you. So, all right. Here we go. Glue, looking a little bit overextended, makes sense on why this thing would pull back. So, shoot. Okay. So Tony asking, Ricky, what is your study setup? I have a video on that on YouTube. You literally just have to search up Thinkorswim setup, and I have the first video on it. So I really hope that it breaks it down for you. So please have a look at DWT and DWTI. So DWTI. Okay, we've already talked about DWT. So DWT was showing signs of an uptrend, and it's very overbought, and it makes more sense on if this pattern continues to show signs of an uptrend, why I would day trade it rather than swing trade it, and just following its overall pattern. So. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. What? Oh yeah, /NG for Bonehead, right?
Yes.
Let's see. Let's see where /NG's at. Okay, so it looks like it was pushing up during pre-market hours. We had a really strong push last week, right? Overall, natural gas was definitely excelling during the season. I made a video on YouTube, literally made a video on YouTube showcasing. So many people were saying, hey, Ricky, let's buy the dip on natural gas. Let's buy the dip on D-gas. And I made this video, natural gas spike. Why did natural gas spike up, right? Swing trade question mark. And it's again, talking about the principle that, hey, you know, natural gas, this is the season for natural gas. So it makes sense on why it can excel, why it can continue to uptrend. Of course, there's going to be pullbacks, but it doesn't mean that you should probably buy the dip if you don't understand the overall season. So as of right now, I would, again, it's pushing up, but this thing could either, it depends on where the price is at when the market opens. This thing can be at $1, but if the market opens tomorrow at 6:30 or 7:30 my time, and this thing is back up, you know, to 380, it will open up green for you guys. So that's what I would focus on. Focus on its direction, and focus with the idea. Have a very open mind. We understand that natural gas is overbought. Lionel, showing support for your efforts. Really do appreciate your time alone is 100% more than enough for, you know, to show me that you support our channel. But really do appreciate it. Natural gas, again, understand that it's overbought. It's the season for natural gas, but that it can pull back. So like it makes sense on why we would probably want to day trade it as it's been very lucrative, right? D-gas, understand that it's been selling off. Its overall direction is down, and it's not time for the season for D-gas. Again, big picture, not just so micro-focused, and then ask yourself, are you day trading it or are you swing trading it? And what criteria does it meet that it's worth of a day trade? And what criteria does it meet that would be worth for a swing trade? Have it all broken down. Hey, what's going on, Juan? What's up? What's up? Where?
Did you guys reach out to Austin? Didn't Austin ask about it?
Yeah.
You guys reached out to him?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that is Austin. That is his picture. Okay. Yeah, I think Justin sent him an email. If not, then it should have been sent out the day of the giveaway. Here we go. There we go. Here we go. Okay. So this is going to be one of the last ones. Let's talk about this. Overall direction. What is this right now? If you're someone that's struggling to grow their account, if you're someone that's struggling to stay green, why would we trade something with such a descending pattern? Overall direction continues to make lower lows. Like, yes, you can make money when it reverses from here to here, and then from here to here, and then from here to here, and then from here to here. But what are one of the biggest mistakes that new traders make? They bag hold. So from here to here, it's still red. And with that sole principle, to minimize the overall possible chance or opportunity for you to make a mistake, I would say avoid descending patterns. Yes, you could try to buy the dip and try to identify when the bottom is at and then try to, you know, sell it for more. 100%. I've done that multiple times, and so have so many more advanced traders. If you're someone that's struggling right now, probably not the best thing to do. The easiest way that I can share it. That's more of a descending pattern. It would make more sense on why to stay away from it than to invest in. Again, if you want to grow your account, then invest in patterns that are showing signs of growth. All right, guys. So we have a lot of people that are still sharing their ticker symbols for what it is that they see value in. I'm going to invest not only time today, but also tomorrow for all those that are part of Learn, Plan, Profit or TechBud Solutions, right? all of you guys, if you guys want to stay connected, there's no reason why you shouldn't be part of TechBud Solutions. We have over 167,000 members within our YouTube platform. We're the largest private trading community on YouTube for those who invest in the stock market. You can click the third link down in the description. It says free Facebook group and stay connected. On top of that, we offer a free group chat. Once you get accepted, it's on the top pinned post. That will bing you on over to our TechBud Solutions chat. And the really cool thing about this is that you get a network with tens of thousands of traders all across the world. It could either be it could be nothing at all for you or the most powerful thing out there because you could really build connections here. On top of that, if I did not call out or break down the stock that you see value in, I want you to get your ticker symbol call out format and how it is that you put it together, your whole plan. Go to the watch list section and all you have to do is paste it, tag me, and send it. And I will get back to you. I review all of them, regardless if I message you or not. I review all of them, and then I make a video of the stocks that I see value in. If you're part of Learn Plan Profit, instead of it being called watch list, it's called group alerts. And that's exactly what we do here every single day. If you're part of Learn Plan Profit, and again, I need to watch my words carefully, but I always say that you are required to post once a week in the group alert section. Obviously, we're not going to remove you if you're not, but I'm just saying that I'm someone that is very passionate about holding people accountable. People that have invested in our community, not only your time, but just to be more involved. I have a responsibility as one of your mentors to hold you accountable. If you're not actively every single day or every single week, I get that, life gets in the way, but on a consistent basis, always testing yourself and making sure that you don't rely on luck. And I think that's the best way to put it. Again, that you don't rely on being told what to do, that you are an active fisher, that you are an active looker for, again, trying to find these little pieces of gold out there. And to post it on a consistent basis, not only because of psychologically what you will go through and putting yourself with it to the test every single time you do it, but you also become more involved. And you have more skin in the game, which will be just allow you to be more exposed to what's going on in the current market. That's all I want from you guys, to always be learning new things, to always be testing yourself, and to always be just doing the self-improvement kind of just breakdown. And again, if you're part of TechBud Solutions, great. We have the we have the watch list for you. Post it, tag me. I hope that I see thousands of tags. I will have a lot of stocks to break down. If you're part of Learn Plan Profit, again, I say that you're required. Obviously, I'm not going to remove you from the chat, but I think it would be for your own benefit to become more involved. Even if you're someone that's very shy, that's just getting started, if you're watching this video, if you're part of Learn Plan Profit, I don't care if you're completely wrong with your breakdown, as long as you're testing yourself every single day. It's like a little quiz. I'll let you know what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and that's all. It's that simple. I just want you guys to be more involved. That's all. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Again, if you guys want to stay connected and want to take part of the Learn Plan Profit Veterans Discount, it's going to still be going on for I think the next 20 hours. Click that link down below. It'll save you $50 off the Learn Plan Profit Lesson Library. You don't only get access to the Learn Plan Profit course. You don't only get access to the Learn Plan Profit group chat, but you get to watch me trade live every single day. For all those that are asking, is it a one-time fee? Is it a reoccurring fee, a once-a-year fee? It's a one-time fee. That's it. You pay that one price, you get access to the course for a lifetime, and you have to watch me trade live every single day. That's simple. That's it. So again, I have a bunch of free videos on YouTube. You're more than welcome to become more familiar with who it is that I am and my story. But again, Maria, the promo code is promo code VETERANS, VETERANS, $50 off. I think it's for the first 30 people. I think we have a couple spots left. So I have to double check on that to see if there's any even available. So, all right, guys. I hope that I earned your guys' thumbs up. I really do appreciate your guys' time. We have really exciting videos. I have a couple collabs that I'm going to be doing this week and these upcoming weeks. So really do appreciate your guys' time. If you guys have any video ideas, simply put it down in the comment section, not in the live chat, but in the actual comment section, and just let me know what you guys would like to see. Be sure to search up my helpful video playlist to learn a little bit more about how to get started in the stock market and to stay more connected. Again, all the links are down below if you guys don't follow me on Instagram. We'd love to have you there. But most importantly, let's continue working hard, continue following our dreams, let our passion be what drives us and our success. Don't trade based on other people's opinion. Don't invest in what you don't understand, and always have a plan when investing. One of the best positions that you can take this week is not taking one at all if you don't see value in it. It's that simple. Again, we're here to grow our accounts for the future, not for today. We have a little saying also, and we have a couple shirts. If you guys haven't checked it out for TechBuds Apparel, you guys can Google TechBuds Apparel and it'll pop up. Super cool stuff, super cheap. It's trade less, profit more. It's quality, right? That's what matters. Thank you guys again for your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Just like Nick said, let's make that bread or get that bread, whatever you say it, right?